Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. So it looks like we're just starting. I'm waiting for everybody to hop on. We're so excited to have you guys today. It's going to be fun. Can't wait. Hello, Kathy. See that you've joined us. Welcome. We're just waiting for a few other people to join on the webinar, and then we'll get started with everything. Thanks for joining us today. We have a lot of really good info, and we're stoked to share with you and to do a new platform for our workshop. So we've never done a webinar before. This is our first one. We think it's a really great way to share all the good information that we want to share with people through the comfort of their home or workplace or what have you. So it's a quick, easy way to learn and grow. So we're stoked that you're on. We're just waiting for some other people to join right now. We're going to go ahead and start with a couple things. I'm just going to go over what the webinar is going to look like today, and then we're going to jump into it. So I have Dr. Gary here. He's going to come on in a second, but I just want to kind of go through an overview of what the webinar is going to look like. So first we're going to just go through like a few little intro things, and then Dr. Gary's going to jump on, and then we're going to watch a little bit of a video that, oh, we got a new joiner. Welcome to the webinar. So glad that you've joined us. I'm going to go ahead and mute you on here, but you can see the chat right there, and go ahead and if you see the hand raise button, you can go ahead and raise your hand on there so I know that you see the chat and that it's working for you. Welcome. We're so glad to have you. We're just getting started. We're going through the intro, and we are looking forward to jumping into a little video that we got for you guys. And then we have a PowerPoint with a bunch of daily tools that you can use to relieve pain and prevent degeneration, things that you can implement on a daily basis. So we're going to go through those 7 steps. And then we have a really special gift for you guys at the end. So you're going to want to stay till the end and make sure that you get that. But we're going to go through things quickly today so that we don't take too much of your time. But we love this, this type of hosting as a webinar, because we do workshops in our office all the time, but this is a really great way for you to learn all the information that you'd like to learn without having to come here, so you can be in the comfort of your home or workplace and learn everything that you want to learn from a webinar point and this type of setting. So we're super stoked to have you guys on today. Go ahead. I know that we have someone joining. I don't know. Oh, I think we lost them. Okay. Well, if you're here, go ahead and raise your hand and we're going to jump into it. So I'm going to have Dr. Gary come on in. Dr. Gary, come join us. So this is Dr. Gary.
Hello.
He's my dad, and he is the owner and founder of Health and Balance. So he's been doing this for 30 years, over 30 years at this point. We've seen so many patients with neck and back pain, and we've helped thousands through it. So give us a little bit of, your point of view on neck and back pain, what you've seen to work. And we're going to go through all the details with you guys in a minute, but we just want Dr. Gary to hop on for a few minutes before he sees patients to welcome you guys and to give you guys some of his insight.
Sure. Well, I have suffered from neck and back pain. It was actually neck pain that caused me to become a chiropractor. I was raised in a more medically oriented family. My dad was sick growing up. He died at 39 years old. And so I didn't really know much different about medicine besides our medical doctor that, worked with my dad and saw him through all this stuff. My mom used to go to a chiropractor, and then I was involved in a very horrendous car accident, and I had a severe whiplash. My car was totaled, and it was a chiropractor who really helped me out. But I didn't really truly understand what it was all about. And the insurance company came along and said, well, if you want us to pay for your car, then you have to say that you're done with care. Well, here I was a 21-year-old kid without a car, so I got real motivated to be done with care because I needed the money to replace my car and my sailboat that were totaled. So that was kind of my introduction into it, and my symptoms got worse for the next 5 years, and I had chronic neck pain, chronic mid back pain, horrible sinus problems. I also ended up getting mercury poisoning about 6 months after the accident, and so my health just started to deteriorate. And it was a chiropractor who really helped me out and took detailed X-rays of me and found out what was actually causing my symptoms, and then asked me a few questions like, what do you want to do about these symptoms? I said, well, I want them to go away. And he said, how long do you want them to go away for? A day, a week, a month, a year, forever? I said, well, forever would be good. And then my wife was there, and we were young married, and you know how most young married people are. My last $7 to my name on my wedding day was to buy a pair of socks to get married, to go with this suit that I had bought. So we didn't have a lot of money, but I realized that my health problems with my neck were only getting worse and worse and worse. And so my wife said, you know, you need to do this. I said, well, I don't want to go into debt. And she goes, well, honey, look at your X-rays and look at your quality of life. Aren't you in debt to that? We can do this. So once I finally understood that I was in charge, I was in control of where my health and my life were going, then I just made the choice. So you guys all have a choice to make with your body, your health, and what you want to do and what you want your future to look like. And I knew that I wanted my future to look a lot better. Then a freak accident. I herniated a disc. I had a 7 millimeter disc herniation by 19 millimeters, which was a huge one. That was in 1997. And instead of getting surgery and doing epidurals, a few doctor friends of mine really helped me out and found out that there are actually ways to actually heal those disc problems and actually fix the postural distortions that were causing it, because gravity never lets up on any of us. So the idea is to just open your horizon, open your mind a little bit to what's possible. I think the video does a really good job of helping to do that. And like Maria said at the end of the video, we just do, we believe in community outreach. We believe in helping people. That's our mission, and our purpose is to help more people and to make a living doing that. And so it feels really good. It's been 33 years I've been treating patients, and we have a great staff, and especially this sweet daughter of mine.
Oh,
so I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll look forward to seeing you. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Gary. Yeah. So good. So that kind of gives you the why behind why we're here. And we really want to give you all the tools and all the information that you need to live your most flourishing, pain-free, just abundant life. So that's what we're really here to do with our webinars and our seminars and all the information we're giving. So we're going to jump on into it. I just have a question. If you could type into the group chat, how long have you been struggling with back pain? Has it been couple months? Has it been a year? Has it been 2 years? Has it been 10 years? Where are you at with how long you've been suffering from the pain that you've had? So go ahead and type into that chat. Just let us know kind of where you're at, and then we have a feel for, you know, how long you've been struggling with this pain and how it's really affecting your life. Because, you know, when we have pain and things that are affecting our life, when we have a why, we know why we want to fix it, that's going to really give us the determination to get to where we want to be. So we have a couple answers in here. We have someone who's been struggling for 8 years. We have someone who has been struggling for 2 years, 3 months. So a lot of different amount of time that people have been wrestling with this pain. And we want to give you some tools to help you move forward from that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a video here. And this is going to give you kind of some insight into what most people do to fix their problems, to fix their neck pain, back pain. And that's going to give you some insight into, you know, the road that you might end up going down, but to give you some warning as to why that might not be the best choice. So the conventional model, and what are the risks of that? And then we're going to give you the tools that you can go the other direction that are going to help you go for prevention and lasting relief and full restoration rather than the conventional route. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you with this video, and you're going to be able to check it out from here. And let me share this with you. All right. So this is an awesome video. I hope you're going to get a lot out of it. And then once we watch a bit on here, I'm going to go into a PowerPoint with a bunch of tools for you.
Bladder as well. So compression of those nerve roots because of an unhealthy spine. Back pain is one of the most common and debilitating conditions in the United States. Up to 80% of Americans have experienced back pain at some point in their lives. Back pain, stenosis, or sciatica can occur at any age, but it's most common among middle-aged and older adults. Back pain is the second leading reason that people visit doctors' offices. Americans spend at least $50 billion each year on back pain treatments. We will be addressing all the underlying causes that are accelerating your degenerative condition. The spine does not naturally break down with age, even though some people think of it as a part of aging. Through our multifaceted approach, we will be leaving no stone unturned with your condition, making sure you're a good candidate for our program. Low back pain, stenosis, and sciatica are some of the leading chronic degenerative diseases in the U.S. Millions of dollars each year are spent on surgeries and medications. The problem we have with treating back pain is that we rely on drugs, surgeries, and injections to try to fix the problem. But these are all acute care approaches, which means emergency care. But low back pain, stenosis, and sciatica are chronic degenerative conditions, and as such, they require a systematic approach to correct. Are you tired of taking medications? We're not here to scare you out of taking your medications. There is a time and a place for medication. Our healthcare system is #1 in the world for bringing people back to life and for symptom management. But the thing it's not so good at is bringing people back to health, bringing them back to functioning fully near 100%. According to the World Health Organization, we rank last in health out of 37 countries. We want to educate you on the differences between symptom care and corrective care. This image is an artistic representation of the current medical standard of care. This picture comes from a veterans magazine, and an article that goes with it describes our typical medical standard of care here in the U.S. It talks about that we have an epidemic. We have a symptom care system, meaning for every symptom, what do we have for it? Well, that's right, we have a medication. We have created a system that is fundamentally a reactive system, not a proactive one, and it never looks at the underlying causes of our conditions. Instead, it covers up the symptoms with medications. The article also talks about how we're in a health crisis in the U.S. For those of you that keep up with the news, you can probably agree that people are getting sicker and sicker, while at the same time they have more resources around them to try to stay healthy. So why is that? The article also talks about how we have an insurance crisis. Our country's health is going in one direction, and the insurance coverage is going in another. We have been bombarded with chronic illnesses, and there is no medication, injection, or surgery that will correct a chronic condition. Our healthcare system originally was built off of the acute care model, which means if you got the flu, broke your arm, or had a near-death emergency, that's what our healthcare system is really good at, and that's what insurance is for. Now they're trying to force chronic conditions into this acute care model, and it's miserably failing. We have a saying in our office, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. Meaning, if we don't start doing something different, then we're going to get the same result over and over again. First, it starts with a medication. Then the pain gets worse, and then maybe we try adding another medication or increasing the dose. The underlying condition continues to get worse. We might go do some rehab, maybe get an injection here and there, until we're a candidate for surgery. Another scenario is that the medication makes the injury feel better temporarily, but mechanically, the condition isn't fixed, and it continues to get worse and worse and worse until it becomes a bigger problem down the line. Spinal degeneration is a chronic degenerative disease, which means it progresses. There are no medications, drugs, or surgeries that slow down spinal degeneration. If you're taking a medication, and you've been doing this for months, years, even decades, what could possibly change? The trends we're seeing are higher and higher dosages and increased failed back surgeries. You may be here because you're being proactive with your condition and trying to avoid this route altogether. Congratulations, if so. Now, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this because everybody knows that medications have side effects. We are not saying to stop taking your medications. For those of you out there who can't walk without them or can't stand the pain, can't function throughout the day, we certainly don't blame you for taking medications in order to go about living your life. Our job is simply to educate you and give you alternative options to recovery by addressing the underlying causes of your condition. For any medication you may be taking, you can simply go to WebMD, look up the drug, and be informed about any of the potential side effects of the prescribed drugs. Using them long-term is obviously never the ideal solution. A medication tricks your body into telling you that you feel better. This false representation allows your spine to continue getting worse and worse until you qualify for surgery. Again, there is a time and a place for medications, but it's never ideal in the long term. Your doctor cares about you just as much as we do, so it's not your doctor's fault. It's just the conventional healthcare system itself and the limited options it offers. Your long-term option is spinal surgery. There is a lot of overlap between what is treatable in our clinic and when an orthopedic surgeon clears a patient for surgery, meaning that we've had patients who have been told they needed surgery, and we were able to stabilize them back to daily function. You have to remember, most doctors have 1 to 2 tools in their tool belt to treat spinal conditions. Medications are the first step, and surgery is the next. Spinal surgeries have short and long-term complications. The average spinal surgery cost is $100,000 or more, and adding on 6 to 12 weeks of post-rehabilitation, which sometimes takes away time from work and your family. This is why we are so serious about spinal problems. Statistics show the far better option is to try to avoid surgery altogether.
A little bit to
We've had back surgery. This next video.
The present system doesn't work, and it's going to take us down. We need a whole new kind of medicine.
We're in the grip of a very big industry, and it doesn't want to stop making money.
If I spend 5 minutes with you and then put in one of these stents, I probably get paid $1,500. For me to spend 45 minutes with a patient to try to figure out what their true problem is, probably get paid $15. It's a completely irrational system.
We don't have a healthcare system in this country. We have a disease management system.
We're spending almost twice as much in America as any other country on earth, but our lifespan isn't even in the top 20.
30,000 Medicare recipients die each year from care they didn't need. That's the equivalent of a jumbo jet crashing every single week. If the aviation industry killed as many people, we'd be up in arms.
The administration pays you based on how many patients you see. All right, who's next? If you try and buck the system, someone says, what can we do to get your productivity up? I'm not interested in getting my productivity up. I'm interested in helping patients.
We're seeing the military just being a microcosm of the problem society's having.
Soldiers' use of prescription drugs has tripled in the past 5 years.
This medications I was on.
Only by accepting that the American healthcare system is badly broken will we be able to seek out the escape fires, the potential solutions. There are answers.
One company has figured out how to lower healthcare costs by more than 40%.
We provide incentives for people to engage in healthier behaviors.
The Army Surgeon General directed that we establish the Pain Management Task Force to take a look at alternatives to narcotics.
I was skeptical, so skeptical.
I've gotten a lot of inspiration, a different perspective. There's a different way of doing things that is possible.
If I think about what healthcare could be like, it would have a lot more care in it.
The healthcare system is unsustainable. We're really mortgaging the future. Not just the health of healthcare, we're talking about the health of the nation.
Let's switch directions for a minute.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now. I love that video. I think it's just so interesting and has a lot of really great info in it for us to learn from. So that kind of gives us the side of things where, you know, what one direction of solution can be is medication and surgery. And a lot of people go down that route when they're in long-term chronic pain, which we totally understand. I mean, pain is not fun, and a lot of times we're just looking for an escape, looking for a solution. And a lot of times we're not educated on the true damages that medication can give us and the true outcome of surgery, which there's a lot of failed surgeries. And so we want to give you an opposite solution Or another option that you can really look into, it's what is prevention like and what is restorative care like, and how can you implement things into your life today that will help you to prevent having to get surgery, to not have to be on medications that give you all these side effects. So that's really our aim and goal, is to give you the tools you need. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through a PowerPoint where I'm going to teach you our 7 steps that we put together to relieve neck and back pain. Now, like I said, we've been in practice for 30 years, so these are things that we give to patients on a daily basis, and we really see patients improve through these secrets and these 7 steps. So I'm going to go through these with you now. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with the PowerPoint, and then we will walk through it together. So can everyone see this? Okay, go ahead and raise your hand and let me know that you can see it okay. And then we will get going. So I'm just gonna write in the chat here. Just go ahead and give me a yes in the chat if you can see it. All right, awesome. So here we go. So these are 7 steps that you can use to relieve neck and back pain. So number 1 is determine the cause. So a lot of times we want to mask the symptom, let's say, like we said, with medication. But if we don't know what's causing the problem, we're never going to get to the real solution. So we have to determine the underlying cause of this. So basically, we have here the 4-system approach. So you see the structural, biochemical, emotional, and electromagnetic. So those are the 4 systems of the body. The underlying cause is going to be in one of those 4 systems. So it's either going to be a structural issue, which is muscular, bones, posture, structure, things like that. Then we have the biochemical system. So that's going to be the our hormones, our nutrition, our organ function, our immune system. That could be an underlying cause. There's the emotional side of things. So many things, so many symptoms and things that we deal with are emotional and have emotional causes associated with them. So we do something called NET to work through that. And then we have the electromagnetic, which is our energetic side of things, our acupuncture points, the flow of energy through our body, the EMF stress that we have coming at us with our cell phones, 5G, all that type of stuff. So we're going to look at all those 4 systems to determine what's really causing the pain in our bodies. So we have to determine that first. That's number 1. Number 2 is to restore our posture. So posture is so important. You know what, guys? There's a lot of background noise, so I'm going to go ahead and close this window really quick. I'll be right back. All right, hopefully that helps with the background noise there. So we want to restore our posture. So why is posture so important? Posture is so important because it's the structure of our whole body. Everything is held together through our posture. When our posture is off, our organs are going to be squished, and the nerve flow through our body is not going to be flowing. So our nervous system is what brings energy to our whole body. It's like a light switch. So when we turn the light switch on, the electricity flows so that then the light can turn on itself. When we turn the light switch off, there's no electrical flow to the light system. It's the same with our posture and our spine. So our spine holds our spinal cord, and then all the nerves flow out from there to our organs, to all our body systems from there. But if we have postural distortion, the nerve flow is going to be cut off, and that's going to affect our whole body. Every system is affected by that. So there was a man who won the Nobel Prize for finding this out. He found out that 90% of our brain function goes to upholding our posture. 90% of our brain function. You would think that it would be on digesting our food and healing and thinking, all those things. No, 90% of our brain function goes to holding up our posture. That means we only have 10% that's used for organ function, thinking, healing, all of that. So, but that's if we have proper posture. If we don't have proper posture, we're robbing some of that precious 10% that could be used for healing. We're robbing it because our posture is having to take up more and more of that brain function. So why do we have postural distortion? Well, it's because of a lot of things. One thing is past injuries. So when we have past injuries, our muscles get torn or overstretched, and then they're going to lay down scar tissue for 12 weeks. We call this the restoration phase. So for 12 weeks after an injury, our body lays down scar tissue where there was a muscle tear. And in between each layer of scar tissue, there's a nerve, and that creates a lot of pain in those areas of scar tissue. A lot of you might have it up here in your neck, somewhere in your body where you feel those knots. That's the scar tissue. That's going to cause postural distortions, because let's say I have some scar tissue here. Well, it's going to pull and tighten my neck with this way. Then my head's going to be over to the side. My head's going to be heavier because of that postural distortion. So one thing we said that we're going to talk about in this webinar is what is the one thing you want to make sure you do after injury. And it is to get care right away. It is to stretch those areas, to bring movement into those areas that are being repaired. So let's say you get whiplash. Some people think, oh, it's not really a big deal that I got whiplash. It is a very big deal. A lot of times you won't be feeling pain, but the effects of whiplash long-term can be detrimental to your health. So you want to make sure that you get care right away. You see a chiropractor, you see a doctor, you restore the curvature in your neck, you get the care that you need, because that scar tissue and those postural distortions will affect you long term. Another reason that why we have postural distortions is our ergonomics. In the workplace, we're at a computer, we're at our desk like this, and so much of us are hunched over. We're typing, we're stressed out, we're holding stress in our neck, we're over here, and as our neck goes forward, that's going to create more and more weight. I'm about to show you a picture about reduced curvature in the neck and what it does. Postural distortions and problems can include scoliosis, curvature issues, lack of motion in our SI joints in our hips, old scar tissue and adhesions and spasms, disc lesions, herniated discs, pinched nerves, creating pain and nerve pain down the arm, down the legs. So we're going to talk about how to relieve all this. But it's so important that you restore your posture, because research actually shows us what normal posture is. So if you look at these pictures here, normal posture from the front is a straight spine. Scoliosis is when you have curvature from the front view or the back view. So you see this guy far over to the left, he has normal posture, straight spine this way. Then from the side view, we have healthy curvature, and research shows us what's the healthiest curve. So we want to have a healthy curve in our neck. You see this girl, she has a healthy neck curve, then she has a healthy back curve, and then a low back curve. So those curves are there because if you don't have curvature, when you have gravity pressing down, it wants to have your spine acts like almost like a, what's the word, like a slinky. So we can take the weight and the pressure as it goes. If you have a straight spine, it's going to damage those discs when there's any pressure. So this shows that when your neck goes forward, it increases the weight of your head. So normally your weight of your head is about 12 pounds. Well, with 1 inch forward, it's going to be, or that's 2 inches forward, 32 pounds. 3 inches forward, 42 pounds. That puts so much weight on your body forward. Okay, number 3, step 3 is to restore your flexibility. Flexibility is so important. Where there's movement, there is life. So when discs aren't moving, they're actually fusing together. That's going to create bone spurs and disc fusion. So you want to create movement. So we're going to be showing you some stretches you can do on a daily basis to restore flexibility. So number 5 in there is to strengthen. You want to, along with flexibility, you also want strength. So strength, you want the core strength, you want strength of your weak muscles. Look up foundation training online, and that'll give you some really good tools for strengthening. So now it's time to learn. I want to teach you what you guys can do for 10 minutes each day to reduce pain, relieve pain, prevent degeneration, and get moving forward in your health. So these are some daily stretches and exercises you can implement each day. So one is this side head stretch. So right here, it's going to show you how to do it. You're going to put one hand behind your back, the other on your neck, and go to one side. So go ahead, if you're in a place where you can practice these at the moment, go ahead and do these with me. So you're going to breathe while you do this. Hold for 5 deep breaths. Breathing is so important as you stretch. And I don't want to take too much of your time. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through these kind of quickly, and then I'm going to email you these, and you're going to have a PDF that you can print off. You can do these every single day. I want you doing each of these every day, and that's going to help you prevent neck and back pain so much in the future. So this shows you both views. The other one is going to be a little bit more towards the front. So one of them is to the side, one of them is to the front, okay? Next is, these are for your SI joints. We find that so much of low back pain comes from locked SI joints. So you're going to want to be on the ground, bring your knee to the chest, and hold, breathe for 5 seconds. Same thing, you're going to bring it across to your upper shoulder like this. So you're going to bring your knee up and towards you, and then up and across to your shoulder, like it shows in the picture there. You can then bring your knee across and stretch that back out, twist. Then you see the doorknob stretch here. You're going to take a doorknob, hold for 5 seconds, and breathe. This is the scalene pin and stretch, where you're going to find your tight areas right above your collarbone. Find your tight area, and you're going to pinch it, and then you're going to go back from there. So it's called a scalene pin and stretch. It kind of feels like a noodle right above the collarbone, somewhere where it's tight, feels like a little string. You're going to pinch that there, and then you're going to go straight back and away. Then we have the prolordotic picture here. Prolordotic is something that we have in the office that you can purchase from us, and it's a tool, and it goes behind your neck, stretches forward, and then you're going to be doing exercises up and down like a yes motion, a no, a side to side, and a turtle forward and back, okay? Next, you're gonna do foam roll exercises. So foam roll is so good to help break up adhesions, and it's gonna help you to really bring flexibility and motion into some areas. So this is the horizontal full spine, where you're gonna roll up and down. Then you have the glute stretch, and then this one is the vertical angel, where you're gonna be putting your arms up and down like so while you're on the foam roll. It helps to open up those shoulders, restore proper posture to the upper back. So that gives us all of our stretches and exercises that you can do on a daily basis. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and email you that PDF so that you have it, you can use it on a daily basis. Okay, step 5 is to hydrate. Hydration is so important. Your body's made up of 70% water. Hydration is gonna hydrate those discs in your back, but actually those are going to be the last thing that gets hydrated. So if you're not hydrated, your discs are definitely suffering. So you want to make sure that you drink enough water, half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150, it's going to be 75 ounces of water that you want to be drinking a day. And you also want to spread out that drinking. So your body can only absorb up to 4 ounces every 20 minutes. So you want to be drinking 4 ounces every 20 minutes. Doesn't do as good if you just drink a whole bottle of water in the morning and then wait till the night to drink more. Okay, your body's many cries for water. So this is an MD that wrote this book, and he says, you're not sick, you are thirsty. A lot of times we have symptoms that really are just coming from dehydration. Decrease inflammation. Inflammation is huge. It's detrimental to your health, and it creates whole body pain. When you're inflamed, you're in pain. So what can you do to decrease it? You can hydrate. Take supplements, magnesium, fish oils, resveratrol, vitamin D, antioxidants, detoxifiers. There's also a lot of things you can eat to decrease inflammation. Blueberries, ginger, turmeric, broccoli, beets, garlic, walnuts, coconut oil, fermented foods, bone broth, chia seeds, flax seeds, avocados. So much that you can eat. I'm going to be sending you a PDF with some notes on these things so that if you don't catch them now, you'll catch them later. Avoid glutamate and aspartate. Avoid fake sugars altogether. Make sure you're exercising. Control your blood sugar. Don't eat meals that are going to spike your blood sugar and then you're going to drop. You want very even meals with even amount of fats, protein, and carbohydrates. Get chiropractic adjustments. That's going to really turn down your pain and decrease inflammation. Then you want to check your inflammation levels. We have a test that you can do in our office, and it helps you to see what your inflammation level is at, and then you know where you're at and what you need to do to decrease that. All right. Number 7 is to get the care you need. So all these things that I've given you are things and tools that you can do at home to relieve pain, prevent degeneration. But a lot of times there's help and professional help that you need to really get to where you want to go. So if you see this little wheel structure, it's like a wheel. You do your part, and then you get your in-office care with the professionals. And as you put things together, it's going to be like a wheel gear system that's going to move and bring you forward. So you're going to do your at-home stretches, and then we are going to offer you a gift where you can come in, get the care you need, because a lot of times you need the help to see what really is the underlying factor of this and how can I move forward. So this is our gift for you, a full body evaluation. This is a $700 value. We're going to be giving you x-rays. You're going to get to see our doctors and our staff. You're going to get a full body evaluation to look at the biochemical side, the structural side, the emotional side, the electromagnetic side of things. And you're going to really get some insight into what is causing your pain. That's what the doctors are going to look at in this evaluation. They're not just going to say, oh, you have some pain here. Okay, we're going to, massage that area. No. What is the underlying issue that's causing this, and how can we bring you forward? And this we're going to offer you today for only $97 because you've spent time with us on this webinar, you've hopped on, you've joined us. We want to offer you some real practical tools that you can take for moving forward, and one of those things is this evaluation. Come in, get checked out, let our doctors take a look and see what we can help you with to move forward. We're going to give you a roadmap at the end of this. It's 2 visits. So this is all it includes: a consultation, the chiropractic integrative exam, x-rays if you need them. And then on your second visit, you'll come in and you'll get a report of findings, and you'll get plan of care and recommendations. They're going to give you a whole protocol, recommendations for how you can move forward and get the relief and the restoration that you want and really reach your health goals. So you're going to finally get to discover those root causes. You're going to gain the expertise of a whole group of doctors, and you're going to get a plan of action for moving forward from there. So that is our special. It's only $97, but we're only offering this for the next hour. So only 60 minutes to hop on and get this offer. We want to just honor you for joining us. So go ahead and you can either give us a call at 949-497-2553 at our office, 949-497-2553, or you can email me at Morea@healthinbalance.com. That's Morea, M-O-R-E-A, at healthinbalance.com. And if you email me there and just say, hey, I want to go ahead and take this offer, then I will go ahead and get in contact with you. We'll schedule you, but I need you to go ahead and email me within the hour, so you have until 1:15 today. So I'm going to type in here my email address. So go ahead and email me at Morea@healthinbalance.com, or you can call at 949-497-2553. That's the number that you can call. You have until 1:15 today. So go ahead and give us a call, email me within the next hour. Come on in, we would love to help you. That's what we thrive off of. We're here, our mission is to help people get past these symptoms that are holding them back from a flourishing life, and to be able to really enjoy and invest in long-term health and healing. So that's what we want to do. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, John, we see that you just hopped on. Thank you for joining us. We just kind of went through everything, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to be emailing everyone the PDF with all the different stretches, exercises that we went over today, all the 7 steps for relieving neck and back pain, the daily protocols and tools that you can use to relieve that pain. And I'm going to be emailing you guys that PDF so that you have it. You can use it at home and really do the things that you need to do on a daily basis to prevent degeneration and see the goals that you want to reach. So thank you for joining us. We're going to be doing so many more of these webinars, so keep an eye out for our next one. And we hope you have a lovely day. So remember, for the next hour, we're offering that special evaluation to come on in, take a look at what symptoms you got, and have the doctors create a roadmap for you to get to where you want to be. So thank you for joining us. Go ahead and type in there and let me know how you liked it. I'd love some feedback. You can put in the chat privately, just directly to me. Let me know what worked. Let me know what might be helpful for the next webinar, or what we can do better next time. Like I said, this is our first webinar that we've run, so we're learning and we're growing, and we want your feedback. So go ahead and type in there and let me know how we can do better next time. Let me know what you liked about it, and thank you so much for joining us. So have a wonderful day, and we will see you at our next webinar here coming up soon. Thank you for joining us. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.